Good evening and welcome to our Bellevue, our first city council meeting here in Bellevue, here at our new chambers, and I want to welcome everyone here this evening. Our council meeting is for Tuesday, February 27, 2018. If I could get you, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the invocation by Pastor Ryan Jantz, middle school pastor at Life Spring Church, 13904 South 36th Street. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pray together. Dear Lord, it is right that we would pray and ask you for guidance. You are good and loving and wise and giving. And so first, let me just say thank you for the many blessings and freedoms that you have given us. Thank you for the ability to be involved in this useful and good work and for the honor of bearing responsibility over our city and our government. So I pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council here tonight, and ask that you graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our time. Give them a sense of welfare and an understanding of the true needs of our people. Give them a keen thirst for justice and rightness and the ability to work together in harmony, even when there may even be an honest disagreement. God, can I just ask for personal peace in their lives, in their homes and families and marriages, and give them a joy in this task that is set before them tonight, that it would please you, and that it would benefit those who live and work in and around the Bellevue area. Bless our leaders, our first responders, our military, our schools, our teachers. Bless our city of Bellevue. And it's in the most holy and powerful name of Jesus that I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Jantz. I'd also like to say again, welcome, and ask for your patience this evening. We're going to learn the new electronic system here right along with you. So first item, Sabrina, could you please call roll, please?
Mr. Hanson.
Here.
Mr. Cook.
Here.
Mr. Shannon.
Here.
Mr. Preister.
Here.
Mr. Burns.
Here.
Mr. Modry.
Here.
Item number 4, this meeting will be conducted according to the Open Meetings Act, posted in the entry to the council chamber. Item 5, approval of agenda, consent agenda, minutes, and advisory committee reports.
Item 5A is approval of the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion or questions? See none. Please vote.
Wait just a second. Shannon and Cook. Motion by Shannon. Second by Cook. Okay. Yeah, should. Save. All voted yes.
Thank you. Item 5B, approval of consent agenda.
The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion unless a City Council member or a citizen requests that it be removed from the consent status and placed in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 5B1 is approval of the minutes from the February 12, 2018 meeting of the City Council. Item 5B is approve and authorize the mayor to sign an affiliation agreement and business associate agreement with Southeast Community College to allow Southeast Community College students to ride with the Bellevue Fire Department for field internships. This item was continued from the February 12 meeting. Item 5B3 is approval of the FY 17 CDBG subrecipient agreement with Diane Bruce B&B Classic Dogs for $125,000. Item 5B4 is approval of the FY 17 CDBG subrecipient agreement with Heartland Family Service for $39,780. Item 5B5 is approval of the FY17 CDBG subrecipient agreement with Habitat for Humanity of Sarpy County for $50,000. Item 5B6, approval of my machine just jumped.
Sorry.
FY17 CDBG subrecipient agreement with Heartland Family Service for $39,780. And 5B7 is approval of the annual power DMS license agreement for 1 year in the amount of $3,938.99. Mayor and City Council members, are there any of these items you'd have removed from consent status?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion, questions? See none, please vote. Oh. I'm not touching anything. Are you following?
We just skipped the 7 item.
There it is. All voted yes.
Thank you. Let's see. Item 4, approval of claims. I don't. Do you want to move it to the next item, Sabrina? There we go. Item number 6, approval of claims.
Motion to approve claims.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion, questions? See none, vote please.
All voted yes.
Thank you. Item 7, special presentation, none. Item 8, liquor license, none. Item 9, ordinance for adoption, third reading, none. Thank you. Item 10, they're different on here. 10A, ordinance number 301, compensation ordinance.
Item 10A is ordinance number 3901, compensation ordinance, an ordinance of the City of Bellevue, Nebraska, classifying the employees of the city, fixing the ranges of compensation of such employees, providing a pay range schedule, providing for publication in pamphlet form, repealing ordinance number 3828, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and open for public hearing on this item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please do so at this time. See none, I'll close the public hearing. The third reading will be on. We have questions.
Oh, do you have
March 12th. Are there any questions for this agenda item? See none. Moving on to item number 9, ordinance for introduction, first reading, none. Item
11.
You have, oh, the paper is different than the, okay, ordinance for adoption, first reading, none. 12, public hearing on matters other than ordinance. Thank you. Just a minute, please.
Yep. Item 12A is the Bellevue Amateur Radio Club event license application for ARRL Field Day to be held June 23 at 8 a.m. through June 24 at 3 p.m. in Washington Park.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak at this time?
Good evening. I'm Dennis Mitchell. I'm the field day chairman for the Bellevue Amateur Radio Club. I'm also the club treasurer. The American Radio Relay League, the ARRL, has been sponsoring an operating event for about 80 years. called Field Day. It's the intention is to get amateur radio operators to get out in the field and demonstrate their ability to operate independently of their fixed sites and independently of commercial power. Basically to demonstrate the ability to provide communications in an emergency. And this year we'd like to operate in Washington Park. The event officially begins at 1 p.m. Central Time on Saturday the 23rd and runs through 1 p.m. on Sunday the 24th. That will, on Saturday, that overlaps a little bit with the Bellevue Farmers Market. And our expectation is that the radio club will set up at the north end of the park, not in conflict with the farmers market, and hopefully showcase amateur radio to the folks that are visiting the farmers market. Once the farmers market shuts down around noon, we would expand south across the park, adding some additional amateur radio antennas, and welcoming the public to come see things or see amateur radio in operation, and not interfering with folks' enjoyment of the park. We would like to reserve the pavilion adjacent to the restrooms for club use, as well as the gazebo for club use. We've got one handicapped operator in the club that would be able to use the ramp up into the gazebo and operate on amateur radio in the protected confines of the gazebo much more easily than trying to move into one of the tents that we'd have set up for our radio gear.
Are there any questions from the council? Mr. Shannon.
Yes, sir. Your public statement here tonight differs from the application, so I just want to be clear on what we're going to be looking at. The application says you were going on June 23rd from 8 a.m. You stated you're going to start at 1 p.m.
Thank you for correcting me on that. We'd like to start setting up at 8 a.m. To essentially showcase amateur radio to the folks that are in the park for the farmers market. But the ARRL Field Day event itself is a 24-hour essentially marathon that officially begins at 1 p.m. But we need setup time prior to that.
Okay, so you're looking for us to move forward with the application as submitted from 8 a.m. Saturday to 3 p.m. on Sunday?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mayor. And your club members are going to be spending the night in the park?
A few will.
A few.
I plan to spend the night in the park. I've got a small tent that I'm going to set up amateur radio gear in. The catch is, of course, we can't predict what the weather is going to be. And Nebraska weather is sort of fickle. And I'd really rather not have the radios get rained upon.
Okay, but there will be people there on site for
Yes.
like security and
Yes,
and
we
to
will.
watch what's going on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? We are open for public hearing. If there's anyone else that would like to say anything, please do so at this time. I see none. I'll close the public hearing. Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make a motion that we approve the Bellevue Amateur Radio Club event license application for June 23rd, 2018.
Second.
And we have a second by Mr. Hanson. Discussion or questions? Mr. Modry.
Yes, it's for June 23rd and 24th, correct?
I'll make my motion for the 23rd and 24th, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Any other questions?
Correct.
Correct? Please vote.
All voted yes.
Thank you, and good luck with your event. Thank you, Aaron. Item number 13, resolution none. 14, current business none. 15, administration report. Comments must be limited to the items on the current report. Are there any questions for Mr. Mangiamelli? Mr. Modry.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, actually, I have a question on the report submitted by the police. So, Captain Stukenholtz, maybe you can help me. Looks like you're going to try and procure another MRAP vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. That was approved a couple months ago through the council. We're in the process of trying to procure that.
Okay, that's the same one that we did
Yes.
approve.
That's the same one you
This
guys
is
approved
not a
previously.
second one.
It just takes quite a while to get those. They come in periodically and sporadically.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't the second one and we weren't
Nope,
becoming
same-
a
same
military
one.
police force here. Thank you.
Same one. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? See none, we'll move on to item number 16, public request to be heard. Any member of the public addressing the council shall abide by council policy resolution number 35 regarding the principles of conduct and decorum, which states any statements made during city council meetings by the mayor, member of the city council, city officials, and employee, or members of the general public shall not involve personal, impertinent, or slanderous attacks on individuals regardless of whether the individual so attacked is an elected official, a city official or employee, or a member of the general public, and also City Code, Section 2-68 regarding the manner of addressing the council. Copies of the aforementioned rules are posted outside the council chambers. Speakers shall limit their presentations to 5 minutes. Welcome, Mr. Frederick. Is it still the old-fashioned sign-in up there, or is it electronic?
Chuck Frederick, 1511 Madison Street. I want to be the first one because I want to set another record. I'm the one who got public request to be heard on the agenda a number of years ago, and I've spoken over 200 times in the old building. So I thought I'd be the first one to speak tonight. And it's going to be my last one, I think. And I'll tell you some of the reasons why. But before I do that, I wanted to show you why I'm wearing my shirt. I'm a Minnesota grad, and this is the Minnesota Gophers. I don't know if you can all see that or not, but here it is. And I read in the paper today that Bill Moves was up at the University of Minnesota-Nebraska football game, and was so discouraged how Nebraska played against Minnesota. Minnesota won by like 33 points. That was the turning point to get Scott Frost here. So I want to take a little credit because my university helped on that. So that's one thing. Now, Mr. Sullivan, a couple meetings ago, said that if I asked to have my website on the minute, it would be on there, and it wasn't on there last time. So I want my website on there because this is going to be my last meeting. I'm tired of coming down here and saying some things, not getting it reported by not everything is in the minutes. I don't blame the city clerk for that. But a lot of the things I mentioned are not mentioned in the minutes, and also the reporters for both Bellevue and World Herald haven't reported on some of the things I've said too. So it's a little disappointing. And there are people who found out that I wasn't going to speak anymore were a little disappointed, but I'm tired of just knocking my head against the wall and hearing you people up there just ignoring me and ignoring the problem we have here in this city. We have a lot of good people here in Bellevue, a lot of good, honest people who want to have a city that's a really well-run city. This city has not been run well at all. This is a terrible run city, and it's frustrating. The only thing I see is now that you're down here in the same level, maybe you'll start seeing the people at the same level and start looking at their concerns and trying to develop them. I just wrote down a whole bunch of things. I'm going to say a few of them. And the one thing is that TIF money. I still believe that TIF money should be for new businesses. There was an article in the World Herald about how they're going to be changing some of that. We had TIF money. Menards came in here, wanted TIF money. We gave it to them. We lose 15 years of taxes, and they went over to Council Bluffs, and they won TIF money over there, and Council Bluffs says no TIF money, and they still built in the same place. We gave TIF money to Richmond Village. We gave TIF money to Marathon. I don't think either one should have gotten them. On the Chamber of Commerce, we had somebody appointed just recently, and the man, I think he's been neglected or had been shunned quite a bit. Mr. Shannon is been a member of the Chamber of Commerce for a number of years and has 6 businesses. I think he should have been the liaison on that. I don't know if there's even a vote on that or how that was determined. We should have never hired a auditor for a 5-year contract, 1, 2 at the very most, and that's another thing. I was going to say way before when I was in the city council, came to the meeting. I never had to stop when I was in the city council meeting, and now I have to stop. I'm just, like I said, I'm just tired of coming down here. The state auditor, I don't know why you're so afraid to have a state auditor come down here and look at the books. It's just, I don't understand that. Block money, I'm not sure. We have somebody right now in this, employed by the city who does that. I don't know why we have to have somebody from out California keep doing it for us. You seem to always kind of pat yourself in the back for all the stuff you do. And same thing was done when I was in the city council too. They used to do that. The consultants, we have too many consultants. As far as we hire all the time, I don't know what the results are. Cell phone towers we leased for 20 years. That was a big mistake. I don't know if we should be getting money from that company now, but I don't see that in any place. Study for library, we don't need another study. We need to have another library. I mean, I'm tired of studies. I talk about the dog park in Southwest Bellevue. Legal fees are out of this world. We need a full-time city attorney. We need a monthly balance sheet.
Thank you, Mr. Frederick.
No, I was just going to say a few more things, and I'll be through. And I was going to say that
Mr. Frederick, you had your 5 minutes, your last 5 minutes, from what I understand. But your 5 minutes.
I can get a vote from the council to see if they'll give me more time. I'm allowed that.
Do we have a
I only
motion?
have a few more things to say.
I don't hear a motion. Thank you so much.
Well, good luck to you guys.
Are there others?
Hi, good evening. My name is Evan Lake, and I'm representing Liberty National Life Insurance Company. I want to talk about allowing us to come in and provide employee benefits to the citizens. I'm sorry, I'm kind of nervous. I apologize. To apply employee benefits to the workers of the city. We give each employee a $3,000 no-cost offer to them for accidental death coverage. Also, we give them a discount card on dental, prescription, chiropractic care, and vision as well. And we also give them a unique product that's only our company can do, is a group term paid up at 65. So let's say the individual purchased a policy under age of 55 years old. When they reach 65 years old, since it's a group policy, it will not be rated for gender or tobacco usage. It'll be cheaper than what they get in the individual market, and they will no longer make any payments after age of 65 years old, and it continues till age 100. So I just want to put that on the board. I have a few some of our pamphlets in here that I can pass out to each person on the board, if that's possible.
You can give that to the clerk. And
Okay.
Did you sign in?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Great, with a phone number so someone can get a hold of you.
Sure. Sorry about that.
We normally don't have sell pitches, but thank you for coming out this evening, Mr.
I
Lake.
apologize. I'm bad. Sorry.
That's okay, and we'll give that to the clerk, and she'll make sure we receive that. Thank you. Are there others? See none. I'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is closed session. I need a motion. Mr. Burns.
All right. I move this. All right. I move. Okay. I move the city council go into closed session at this time. The subject matter to be discussed in closed session shall be reuse of World Baseball Village property. The following individuals will be included in closed session will be Joe Mangiamelli, Pat Sullivan, Tim Buckley, Rich Severson, Jeff Roberts, Chris Shuchuk, and Andrew Rainbolt.
I need a motion, and we have the motion, I need a second. Second by Mr. Shannon. Discussion or questions? See none, please vote. Did they all vote? Do we have?
Yeah, all voted yes.
Thank you. We will now go into closed session. The following individuals will be included in the closed session: Mr. Mangiamelli, Patrick Sullivan, Tim Buckley, Rich Severson, Jeff Roberts, Chris Shutrek, and Andrew Rainbolt.